Welcome to Boss Radio Live, everyone. Welcome to Boss Radio Live, where he is the boss of me. I'm your host, NJ. I'm excited for today's show because this is actually a show that I can definitely learn from as well today. I can learn from most of the shows, but this show I can learn from today in my current role as host of this show. So I am going to be listening to everything that our guest gives us today, and I hope you are as well. Our guest today is Amy Scruggs, and she is a media maven. I'll just put that out there. But we will be getting started in just a moment, you guys. I can't wait. Share the show, share the episode, everyone. It's Boss Radio Live with NJ, your three-dimensional podcast. Baltimore, Maryland. I love my city. Wow. You have to have balance.
Mother's Day extravaganza event being held. I LUC Lois Button Culver.
Come meet me today at the Spirit Center. I want to hear what you have to say. Again, welcome to Boss Radio Live. So, as I said, my guest today is Miss Amy Scruggs. I don't know why I wanted to say Scruggs. And we are going to explore how to communicate a concise and professional and impactful message today, no matter what the venue and no matter what comes against you, because we're going to be talking about how we keep persevering through the shift, no matter what happens, and how Miss Amy Scruggs has grown her media business. So we're going to hear her journey today. So I can't wait for this. But in case you have never heard from her or heard of her, let me introduce you to her right now. Amy Scruggs is a TV host, media coach, author, and touring recording artist. During her 20-year career, Amy has learned how to pivot through challenges and persevere through the shift. Her inspiring story motivates others as she advises clients on how to develop larger audiences, attract clients, and communicate in a dynamic and impactful way. No matter what the venue, time after time, Amy's expert advice yields more confident, polished, and professional speakers. Oh, couldn't we all use that? Everyone, welcome Miss Amy Scruggs. Hi, Amy.
So much Amy. We're going to just have some fun and get to the point. This is so thrilling to be a part of your show today. What you're doing, how you're blessing so many people, the resources you're bringing in is just powerful. You're already doing it, and I'm just thankful to be a part of this today.
I am just grateful to have you because I think this is an amazing topic to speak on because, you know, you have people like me who are doing podcasts, speak every day to business owners, sometimes speaking in front of a crowd. And sometimes we're scared. Sometimes we're, nervous, whatever. We have a lot going on.
It's normal.
But that's just part of what we're talking about today. I'm just excited about that part. So I want to get to that. But yes. I really want to start with your journey and how you even got to where you are, because you kind of had a lot to go through and some obstacles to kind of hop through. And so Let's
Yes.
talk about that. Let's talk
Well,
about
and
your origin story.
I promise to give you to give your listeners and your viewers here the Cliff Note version because it's a lot. Like everybody else, we all have a story and a journey, but I'm going to break it down, and it all comes down to a continual ability to shift and shift when it's painful. Shift when we don't understand why we're shifting. Shift when the roof is crumbling on our heads, and shift when opportunities present themselves and you don't understand that either. And that is literally why I'm sitting here today. First of all, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I've had all of these things. I've raised kids, and anytime you have mouths to feed and other people counting on you, you can do superwoman things, superman things that you don't realize you can do. And my story is leading into that got here, and now I can help others. But with kids to feed, I started my career in wholesale mortgage in Southern California back in 2000. This was the peak time of the mortgage industry and the subprime boom and everything that we still talk about to this day. But I was given
Mhm.
a start by a woman who is a single mother cancer survivor who said, I'm going to take a chance on you, because I did not know that industry. She said, you have tenacity. Those were her exact words. She goes, I'm going to take a chance on you. So I went out into that industry, and I was able to succeed quickly, not because I wanted the money. I mean, I needed money to provide for my kids, but I was so thankful for what she did that I wanted to make her proud. And the end result was actually succeeding in it and going, something's happening here. And I also learned that being an effective communicator in front of professionals and realizing that if I presented myself right, if I was articulate, if I stayed on brand, if I engaged and made authentic, real relationships, I was going to succeed quicker while I was learning what I was doing. So that was a strong tool that really propelled me into a whole new world during that time. But we know what happened in 2007 and 8, don't we? That industry, that entire world collapsed on my head. Gone, done, no career. But
Mm.
what I had was those skills. What I had was what she had taught me, what that job had taught me, what being a mom had taught me. All of the years doing those things taught me to take these skills and put it into the next thing and recreate it. I was not going to be a victim. I was going to survive. My kids were going to survive. And I had had a passion for music my entire life. I was playing music, performing in the church choirs, cover bands, playing piano since I was 3. I had had the opportunity to go to Nashville while I was in business and sales to start recording some. So what a beautiful thing. Let's go shift into that. And I went out and asked for the business as a recording artist. And we love when the yeses start to happen, don't we? But we
Mhm.
can't get a yes if we don't go ask. So I shifted, put together a business plan, because everything needs a business plan. And I went out and asked for the business. And 6 months later, I opened for Clint Black on a national stage in Arizona.
Wow.
And I used that opportunity to go ask for more opportunities. And it was a wonderful season of touring. I was the spokesperson for the American Veterans for California, again, by asking, serving, giving, expanding, running it as a business. And my kids were with me through all of that. My oldest son is my lead guitar player. And so he led
Oh.
that with me. And the youngest was in a car seat. And we went throughout the country and had some incredible experiences. We had some tragedies happen. Lost my home during that time, just couldn't keep up with everything that had to keep up. And my bass player died suddenly. So again, there's a shift that says, all right, maybe I'm supposed to take a second look at this. And I stepped back into the business world, in business development, back in helping sales teams and just performing on request. So I flip-flop back again. And I remember that time of just thinking, why me? I was opening for Trace Adkins on a Thursday to a sold out crowd in Northern California. And on a Monday, I was in a cubicle for a very small salary starting over again. And I remember at that time just feeling that if I put my passion, my heart, and my work ethic, the same into that as I just had into the other, and watch and see what God's going to do with it. Watch and see what's going to happen. And here I sit 11 years later that I had experiences with incredible business professionals that opened the doors for me to still continue singing and doing some amazing shows. And it opened up the door to TV hosting for a national show the last 5 years because I was comfortable in front of the camera and I was comfortable speaking the language of being out in the business world and relating to entrepreneurs, relating to sales professionals, relating to the different industries, community leaders, veterans. It was incredible how those experiences led me to that. And so I started media coaching then with some professionals that needed extra help to be on the TV show. And then COVID hit and it's time to, right? So we watched this entire world go virtual. And I went, ooh, wait a minute, this is about to get fun. Oh, we saw some train wrecks, didn't we? Everyone was on camera. And I realized, oh my gosh, this is what I do. This is what I do. I help professionals on
Yes.
camera. Now the entire world's on camera. So I used that opportunity to rebuild and really put into my coaching business virtually. I wrote the book, Lights, Camera, Action, Media Coaching for Professionals. And then God has a sense of humor that I got a phone call after 18 years with an invitation to come back to Nashville and record my dream project. So I'm
Wow.
like, all right, well, this is happening. Okay, this is happening. Why not? Why not? My husband's like, are you insane? I said, yes. Why not? You don't say no to these opportunities. And so at the end of 2021, not only did I release the book, but then January of this year, release new music that has now been heard worldwide. It is charted worldwide. And the name of the song,
Wow.
What If It All Goes Right? How do you have a worry about a song that's called What If It All Goes Right? And I just see that this incredible 20-year continual shifting, heartache, transition, and perseverance has led me here now to helping other professionals have their moment to shine, to helping other individuals take these skills and use them in their businesses, and like you in your podcast and whatever, their outreach, their community, whatever it is they're doing, these skills work. And it's just incredible to sit where I sit today and see what has taken place. So there you go. Here we are.
You're like the easiest interview I've ever had. you hit all the points. But I think it's really worth talking about the fact that all of the shifts that you had to make, and you mentioned, like, it was a bit much, and you had some feelings about it. I'm sure.
Oh, sure. There's the moments you go, yeah, this hurts. This hurts. Sure, I'm human.
Yeah, but you just kept going. So tell us about that. What really motivated you to just keep getting back up? Because
it's funny, my dad even says that. He goes, Amy, I've never seen someone land on their tush so much and just get right back up. I'm not afraid of failure. I'm afraid of regret. And that right there is the biggest motivator for me. I would have regretted not trying all these things. I don't regret the failures. There's lessons in the failures. Everything is either protecting me or promoting me, right? Anytime that we have a failure, a setback, a no in our life, something taken away, it usually, 100% of the time, it means we were being promoted or protected. And it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. No different than if you tell a child who's about to touch a hot stove, we slap their hand real quick and they might, ow, why'd you slap me? Because I was protecting you. And so if we live in a state of being protected and promoted in our hearts, realizing that even in the pain, and also not afraid of failure, but I'm living a life that I will not say I regretted. I have moments that I wish I had made different choices. Do I have moments that were lessons? But I don't have regret. And that is the continual place that I can sit in to cause these shifts to take place and opportunities to then present themselves.
I was clenching my teeth trying to be quiet because that is going to be a sound bite. And I was like, be quiet. Because that is fabulous. Not having regret. Yes. No regret. No fear of failure. I love it.
No fear.
Yes,
My poor
that's
kids.
A great nugget. I hope you guys latched on to that. That is a nugget. So
my poor kids, they're adults. I'm like, just try it. Just go. It's fine. And they're like, ah.
That's great, though. That is the best gift you can give your children.
My daughter left for college this morning, first day. And I said, awesome. Go have a great experience. There's no bad outcome. See you later. And it's the truth. And she scowled, but she'll thank me later.
Look, we're in the same boat. Mine left earlier this month, and she's 6 hours away. So I'm like, look, you don't have to make it happen. I can't just take a quick drive and come, make it all right. But yeah, so wow, awesome. So you wrote this book, Lights, Camera, Action. And so let's talk about that a minute. So what did you kind of do that as a platform to start teaching people about, or coaching people, I guess you should say coaching people.
Yes. I mean, everybody wrote a book in 2020, right? So I don't expect that that's anything special. I don't want any awards for it. It's fine. But I knew that what I was doing, and in that time, because I can't sit around, my ADHD said, oh no, you're going to keep active and you're going to create, because I also had remembered that it was the time of that shift, and when I lost everything, or when the recession hit, that I made the greatest leaps then as well. So anytime we have a circumstance, we can look back and say, wow, this could repeat itself, good or bad. And I went, what a beautiful opportunity. When I lost everything in '08, it was an opportunity that put me into some incredible positions, including being the spokesperson for the veterans. So I used this opportunity, and I had stories of so many people. After sitting in that driver's seat for American Dream TV, I had interviewed hundreds of professionals. So this book wasn't just me being a windbag, putting everything on paper. It was actually me telling their stories, getting permission to say, can I share your success story? Can I share how utilizing being on camera, utilizing the show helped your business, helped you grow as an individual? And then I also reached out to key people in my life that I know that were what I feel some pretty big influencers in this space, including one of the greatest NFL coaches we've had of all time. And I said, can you contribute on why it's important to watch the tape? And I went to one of the top influencers, a real estate agent, where he's been on HGTV. He's one of the top selling agents in the country and utilizes video messaging, utilizes media. And I said, will you share why this messaging is so important? I had Julianne Ford, President Ford's daughter-in-law, contributed to this book on the power of the first impression and shared when she was first introduced to the White House and why first impression is so important. So I really had a great time. And what was fun about this is it was during COVID. Everybody was available to talk. They were able to contribute.
Yes.
They had time to sit down and write things for me because they weren't out doing. So I really utilized the advantage of what was such a hard time in our world, but said, how can I put this together and put it on paper? And that's what brought it about. And I'm so thankful it's something that I can still use today and ongoing. And if we don't get a chance to coach together with a professional, here's the book, you can at least get the highlights. And that's what it was for.
So you guys go to her website. I'm sharing that like right now.
It's where all books are sold. You can find it anywhere. Barnes and Noble,
Well,
Amazon.
that's even better. Yes.
Yeah.
Get
Light
the
camera
book.
action.
Get the book, Lights, Camera, Action. So, Amy, would you mind? I always ask this, but you can turn me down. But would you mind giving us a couple of tips?
It's my favorite. I'm always going to say yes to that. What's so fun about there's the tips that for those that are going to be on, national television or news outlets or like on a podcast with you right now. So quickly on that one, you've got to look at that camera. Number one tip for everybody is please clean the lens on your smartphone, on your computer camera. How many of us are blurry when we don't need to be? Fingerprints all over the place. You are going to get an instant facelift if you clean that lens, and you will thank me for it. You're going to remember next time you take a photo or a video, clean the lens. That's the number one thing I always share. Looking into the camera. What we want to do, if we're on television or whether we're on a podcast like this, or if you're just in a virtual meeting and you want to make that good first impression and continued impression, you're looking them in the eyes. If we were sitting across from each other, I'd be looking in your eyes. I want to engage. We find too many people looking down at that monitor, and I know it's tempting. So whatever you need to do to position that camera to lessen that temptation to look down, because I actually watched a professional that I respected very, very much. She's very well known as a great profession, 7-figure earner. And she had the opportunity to be on a pretty big national interview, big network interview. And the entire time she was looking down and to the right. And I was like, no, I'm so sad. No. I get so sad when I see professionals miss great opportunities for natural engagement. We are done. I think we're far enough into this virtual world since 2020 hit, especially, that we're not seeing as many nostrils and ceilings as we were at the beginning. I am hoping that you have all learned how to not get up and turn around when you have to leave the meeting. Please turn the camera off. Turn it on mute.
Great advice.
And then come back. We don't need to see you walk in and out.
Yes.
We don't
Great advice.
Just act the same way you would act if we were sitting in the same room. If I was sitting at a table with you, I wouldn't be looking down to look at you under the table. You wouldn't be standing over me. You wouldn't be leaning and slouching. You wouldn't bring your bed into the meeting and then lay on the bed while we're having this conversation. Anytime we're in these virtual meetings, we're representing our best self. And that means we show up and we engage. And I have been in virtual meetings where professionals have missed tremendously great opportunity because they didn't represent correctly. They might have been the smartest one in the room. Doesn't matter. I was speaking with a client the other day that they're in their industry, was in education. They were interviewing new educators that were going to need to do a lot virtually, and equal resumes, equal skill, equal experience. The one that engaged the most with the camera in that interview gets the position, because they know that that's what they're going to transfer over to those colleagues and those students. So there's opportunities out there that can be missed without these skills. You want to know your resting face. It is a big deal.
I was literally about to say something because I just watched that tip on your YouTube. I think it was on your website, but it was on your YouTube too. But I just watched it and I was just looking at myself in the camera going, you're like making a funny face.
We all do. It's normal. I mean, I remember having to let go of my scout. Years of raising kids, everybody. Four that are now adults and 2 stepkids. So 6 total. Believe me, there was a natural scowl in there. And that's going to happen. We deal with other human beings that drive us nuts, right? But learning my resting face and figuring out how to change that and adjust it, how to lift my face. So when I'm presenting, when I'm on camera, when I want you to just know that I care about what you're saying, my face and active listening is just as important as when I'm speaking. And that's what our resting faces are. And a lot of times this will go to the men. We love you, men. You're wonderful. But if your women have ever said, why are you mad at me? And your answer is, I'm not mad. Your resting face is telling you something else.
Wow. You
Right?
just helped a whole lot of marriages just now.
I'm just saying, your resting face is saying it all. So my poor family, this is my mad face. They don't know when I'm mad because I've really figured out how to do it like this. So it actually allows me to be a lot more stealth, right? We can figure this out and know what we're delivering. Our body language, it means so much. And mastering that and learning yourself is such a huge, important part of communications, the most important part of communications.
Wow.
I know I just threw a lot at you. There's more, but what do you
You
any questions on those? It was a lot.
I think it was all great. And all of the media advice was fabulous. I'm going to have to, like the resting face thing, I'm going to have to work on that. So thank you for that. But I wanted to talk about something you actually said a moment ago, which is about those opportunities, because this is going back to you being able to make that shift and do all of these pivots. I love a pivot. But the fact that you were able to take up those opportunities as they came. And so, I mean, just talk a bit about that, because we really have to be ready for these things or be willing to like jump out there. And we were kind of talking about that earlier.
Yes. There's 2 things that I look at with opportunity. We have to open ourselves up and be ready to say we want opportunity. See, I'm more afraid of staying stuck than I am of trying something new. And for a lot of people, comfort zone is a big deal. But in comfort, there's no room for growth. So first of all, accepting, we sit there and want growth. People say, I want my business to grow. I want to have that next opportunity. But do you really evaluate? If you do, then being uncomfortable is going to come with it. You've got to open the mind and be ready for that. Second thing about opportunity is sometimes opportunity is an opportunity for discernment. Every opportunity doesn't mean it's what we're supposed to take. Maybe it's an opportunity for me to look at something from a different set of eyes. Be discerning. Is this an opportunity for right now? Is this an opportunity that might be better later? Or was just an opportunity for me to reevaluate my own goals, my own branding, my own messaging? Is this an opportunity to make sure it stays within what my morals are, what I represent? I had an interview come that was a pretty big television opportunity. And I could have been just excited about the branding of it and just saying, well, I get to be on this show and isn't that great? But my first question was, what was the topic? Because if that topic did not mesh with who I am and what I represent, regardless of the size of the opportunity, I would have said no. So we have opportunities for discernment. And when you open yourself up to that, to say it's time for me to look at opportunities and not be afraid of the risk, not be afraid of being uncomfortable, making sure it's with who you are, then you have nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing to lose. Because what's the worst case scenario? You land back where you are now? Well, that's the one thing you said you wanted to keep because you didn't want to get uncomfortable. So there's nothing to lose to start looking for those opportunities.
Awesome. You dropped so many nuggets. I can't even, they're everywhere.
It's so
It's
much fun.
amazing.
Can you tell I've been
Well,
sitting here a long time? 2.5 years I've been sitting here. You can tell.
well, that's okay. You have perfected this and you gave us a lot of information to go through. But, you guys can always go get more right at Amy's website. And I'm just going to roll through her information. Go to her website, look at her amazing video. She has some tips there. You have a lot going on your website, great information on your
Thank you.
website. And then
Thank
this
you.
is about
Amy,
your music.
it is.
So let's just talk a moment about that because what is
What a blessing.
happening? Yeah, yeah. You just talked about this call you're getting and just kind of brought you back into this. And so, what are you doing with
Oh,
that?
I said yes with my hands like this, and when I'll ask later, I'll ask questions later. Yes, my heart's desire, what I visualized since I was 3, it can come at the craziest times you don't expect, and that's exactly what happened. So we started this song searching process, and I said, okay, a 5-song EP, dream project. Fred Mullen is one of the greatest producers of all time. He has worked with some of the biggest names, including being the head of all Disney music for multiple years. So the soundtracks that I love was his work. And I'm like, sign me up. So I said, yes, 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 yes. So we started the song search and working with producers and song pluggers, and my A&R rep, James Ray in Nashville, started that process. 1,000 songs were pitched to us to find 5. That's enough to drive anyone nuts. He did the bulk of the work and then sent me a couple hundred. And then we weaved through them. We had some pitch sessions on Zoom. It was just a blast. And in this, like a needle in the haystack, I saw the title, What If It All Goes Right? And I went,
Mm,
well, there you go. Oh
that's
my
like
gosh,
your anthem.
I didn't even hear it yet, and I knew I was going to do that one. So I heard it. The melody was great. We went in and did that one and decided that that was going to be the first release. I'm so proud of the other 4 songs as well. They're all a positive message. Fly for my kids. It was time to fly and go be all that you can be, and something to believe in, which is just a thank you song to whoever that mentor or person is in your life that gave you something to believe in and believed in you. Wonderful, wonderful song. Love Another Day is just that song that I'm so grateful today. I get to just love another day. I get to live another day, love another day. So just really fun songs on there. And then Hold My Hand is the ballad. It's a sweet, wonderful song about new love. And I had to put that One Love song on there. But What If It All Goes Right? Decided that would be the first release. And what I loved about it is I said, I'm not going to have any outcome attached to this, because that song wasn't going to define my success, my happiness, my well-being, or my future opportunities. That song was a blessing given to me. I feel it was already blessed, and I just was able to be the voice. So we put it out there, and oh my goodness, the response back has been, the world needs to hear this. And they
Wow.
did. The world needed that song to say, what if it goes right? What if I can let go of those limiting beliefs that this limb is going to break that I'm climbing on, and that road I'm on is a dead end? What if it's not? What if this is your time? And so putting it out there and having it received so well globally, it went to the top of the charts in Europe, #1 in Australia. We went to number 66 on the Music Row breakout charts here in the US. And the New York Times just picked it up on their summer playlist. I was shocked. I don't even know how it got there, but thank you, whoever did that. If you're watching this, thank you, because the song is being heard and loved. And I'm so grateful. So, so grateful.
Wow. Amazing. Congratulations. That's
Thank you.
amazing. So, you guys, if you want to check out that amazing song as well as her others, go to her website. Here's the music website. Amazing. Thank
And
you
both
so
sides
much,
point over to
Amy.
the other. You go
Oh,
to one,
wow.
you'll find the other. They're hyper.
Yes, because I actually saw your videos on your regular website.
Yeah.
I was looking at the videos, but yes. So thank you
Thank you for
so
asking.
much. This has been amazing. It's been amazing. Thank you for all of the nuggets you dropped. Thanks for being an amazing guest. You did the interview halfway by yourself. You can tell you're an interviewer. I was like, I
Sorry.
didn't even conduct
I'm
the
sorry.
first 20 minutes.
I'm going to challenge all of the listeners and viewers right now to go to this page. If you're listening to this on one of the platforms, find the comments, put that in there, go into the chat, anywhere you're hearing or seeing this. And I want you to let us know what your takeaways were. Do you know your resting face? What are you going to do to bring yourself alive in your virtual meetings? How are you going to implement some of these tools? And tell us what your shift was. I would love to see that engagement. And Michelle, I'm sure that you would as well.
I
How
would.
their lives been impacted and what are they, because I want to reach back. I want to say, great job. Let's connect. Let me cheer you on.
Yes. Thank you so much, Amy. Yes, you guys, please comment and let her know what amazing things she said today. Really is going to help you. So many things. But thank you, Amy. I appreciate you being on the show. It has been amazing.
Thank
And
you for what you're
definitely
doing.
meant to have you back again. But thank you.
We'll do a part two. You keep doing what you're doing, changing lives, bringing your message, and making a difference in the world because it's really fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, you guys, another great show. Thank you to my guest today, Amy Scruggs. She was an amazing guest, dropped a lot of nuggets for you guys. And definitely, I hope you guys get that. I hope you share the episode so that more people can hear the information she gave us today. Great information. Thank you again to her. And so until next time, you guys, we'll be back here again on October 14th, every second and fourth Friday. But until that time, continue to stay boss.